All right, here we go. Got another stop coming up here in a second as we work our way to the west. It is very, very hot. One of the things you'll notice is also very hazy. If you've been sort of watching some of the episodes here from the summer of 2021, it's been very, very dry, and we've had a lot of problems with forest fires. There's a lot of forest fires in the area, and we've actually had a restricted fire zone since the end of June, and so we've essentially had no open fires. So kind of a bad year for people who want to camp, and especially kids who like to kind of gather around the fire. Sort of unfortunate for them. All right, so here we have yet another telegraph pole. You can see it's cut off from the base there. You can see there's a few insulators still on here. Again, just the boring ones, just the Dominion 42s that nobody wants. Yeah, there's a couple more right there. All right, let's head back up to the grade here, and again, just keep plugging our way along here to the west. Okay, back in the saddle here. So our next point of interest is not coming up for about 350 meters. So I'll push you ahead there. So just relax and enjoy the view and enjoy the weeds along the railway grade here as I try to dodge them. All right, so we're pulling up here to our next stopping point, and you can actually see it right up here from the top of the grade. So what we're going to be taking a look at is probably one of the best preserved stone culverts that I've seen so far on this rail line. It's just kind of really interesting to take a look at. So we'll jump down from the grade here and go have a look. All right, so we've made our way down on the south side of the grade, and so as I mentioned, this is probably one of the best preserved stone culverts that I've seen so far on this line. If I can kind of shoo Luna out of the way here, she's trying to eat grass and stuff. I don't know if I can see through to the other side. I don't see anything, but just the structure of the culvert, you can see all of the stone that's been stacked on top of it. You can see these large slabs of rock that have been placed on top to kind of form the top, or kind of the cover of the culvert. Again, just an amazing piece of engineering to see, and to be able to see this, I'm guessing again that this is, judging by all of the organic material that's growing up on the rock, that this is likely original construction. We'll go around over here to the, I don't know what we haven't gone over to the north side yet, so we don't know what that looks like. But let's get as much of the south side as we can here. Again, you can see these very, very large slabs of rock. And you can see how it kind of protrudes. We've never seen one that kind of extends out like this beyond the grade itself. So it's really, really neat to see the actual construction itself. All right, so let's hop the grade here and go take a look at the north side. All right, so we've made our way down here on the north side. The culvert itself, as Luna tries to poke her head in there, the culvert itself isn't as exposed here on the north side, but certainly, again, very, very well preserved. I don't know if I can... Oh yeah, I can see through to the other side, so there's light down there. That's good to know. So it's still kind of functioning. I don't know how much water that this is carrying. I'm guessing it's just basically spring runoff because it's completely dry here, and it doesn't really look like there's a creek or anything. It just basically looks like it's just picking up stuff that's coming off the side of the grade and just sort of passing it under. So again, this is just really, really neat to see. Again, you can see the slab of rock on the top, and you can see all of the stacking of the rock on the sides. Okay, so we're going to jump up on the grade here, and we're just going to continue pushing along, and we're going to be at our destination very, very shortly. All right, last stretch before we arrive at our destination. Now, if you remember earlier in the episode, one of the first segment, I mentioned the reason why I wanted to do this is I wanted to show you the vegetation that was kind of growing up on the grade, and you can see it very well here. Again, this piece of grade is not particularly well traveled, and so you can see all of this vegetation that's kind of growing up. And it almost doesn't even appear that there's a, there was a railway line that once ran through here. Right here, we're kind of in the neighborhood of the milepost 60 marker. Again, I looked for it this week, and on my exploration last week, which was mostly to the west, I actually came up here to try to see if I could find the milepost 60 marker, and so I've looked for it twice, and so it's obviously not here. It's obviously gone. Here you can see in particular, I mentioned the ferns, and so I did look through there, but nothing kind of jumped out at me, so I'm guessing it's gone. Just kind of interesting on how some are left and some are gone, and how that all, whether they were pulled up when they were pulling up the rails, or when they were pulling up the ties, or somebody came and swiped it after. And so here, as we approach our destination, we're actually going to pass through a couple little rock cuts. Again, you can see here how high the vegetation is, and again, this was one of the reasons why I wanted to sort of film this year, as opposed to in the spring, because you wouldn't see this in the spring. So here you can see some of that rock work. Lots of, if you're paying attention, lots of, maybe you're not paying attention, but I mean, if you're going through here, there's lots of spikes, and, I'm just looking at spikes kind of all over the place here. There's one there. Lots of other kind of rail anchors and the odd tie plate. So here you can see some more of that rock work. There's another spike down there. Again, not particularly high. It's a good thing we're at our destination. I think Luna's done for the day. I'm not as sweaty as I was before, but because there's a little bit of a breeze, but I'm sure she's pretty tired. Here, as you can see, more of those ferns. And here we get back into some more rock work. I think this one's a little more pronounced. You can see a tie plate there. So again, not particularly high. Maybe this one is 3 feet, maybe 4. Or a meter. I should be saying things in metric technically, but railway lines are always measured in miles. It's kind of an odd thing here for Canada being a metric country. Oh, there's a chipmunk. I didn't see it. So yeah, it's a little odd for us. So we've arrived here at our destination, and so I'm going to show you a couple quick little things before we wrap things up. All right, so our last couple of things before we're done. So we actually have a little bit of a 2-for-1 here. So the first thing we have here is we actually have the box or the fiber. So there is a fiber optic line that runs alongside the grade, and so you can see the mileage there. So 60.4. So again, that is the mileage on the Kinghorn. So for the original lines, the Nippigan subdivision and the Dorion subdivision, we need to subtract that 49.7, and so it becomes 10.7. So milepost 10.7. And then over here, we actually have another telegraph pole. And this one here, I actually saw this one last week. There's actually what's left of a insulator here. I don't know what this is because there's no marking on it. It says number 48. I don't know what kind it is because usually it has the name on the bottom. So I've never seen one like that. You can see more of the pole over here. There's some Dominion 42s on there. Again, somebody came here and obviously if that green one, that piece of that green one is sitting there, somebody came and pulled off anything worth of anything of value. All right, so this is the end of our exploration for today. This is the road here that we came in on, and so the grade here continues again, dead straight. I don't know if you can see this here on the camera, but I'm looking, and because we're kind of a little bit up, and the grade from here kind of goes down a bit, and so I can see up ahead. I can probably see all the way to Jackpine Station. So we're at milepost 60.4 and so 10.7. Jackpine Station is at 13.6 on the original line, so it's 3 miles from here, and I bet you I can see those 3 miles. That's how dead straight it is. And again, even with the haze and everything that's out here, I can just see an incredible distance. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed today's exploration and some of the things that we've seen. So we're going to be back just as soon as we can. We do have to do this next section. So we have this section here up to where the grade crosses the Blackwater River, just past milepost 64. And then we have another section past the bridge all the way into Beardmore. So we'll be back with all of those explorations just as soon as we can.